Hey YouTubers, what's up? So this is going to be my Game of Thrones video about Qyburn. So he's loosely tied to the Citadel. I did my Citadel video last week, so this is just a continuation of that. I've also got news about the IMAX trailer to the screening and the Season 5 premiere date, so I'll talk about all that stuff after I get done through Qyburn. Qyburn's nickname is the Bloody Maester. He definitely earned that too. He trained at the Citadel, but the Conclave of Archmaesters stripped him of his chain because he was performing experiments on living people. He was performing vivisections. That's when a surgeon opens up a living person. George R. R. Martin hasn't fully explained what those experiments were, but Qyburn said he opened the bodies of the living to better understand death. That can mean a lot of things. I do have a couple theories that I'll explain. The Conclave has a very narrow view of what it considers proper areas of study. Qyburn is an extreme example of them disciplining someone, but they've also ostracized people like Archmaester Marwyn for studying magic and the occult, things that are not in vogue with the Conclave. So I'll talk about character history as we've seen them on the show so far, and then I'll get into like theories and spoilers, so just look for the spoiler tag in case you want to watch out for that stuff. After Qyburn got stripped of his chain, he joined the Brave Companions as their healer. He's not a fighter, and none of the major houses of Westeros would hire him. On the TV show, that group's represented by Locke's posse here. We met them for the first time during Season 3 when Locke finds Jaime and Brienne fighting on the bridge. So Locke in the book is actually Vargo Hoat, like they changed the character a little bit. They're one of the minor sellsword groups from Qohor. Tywin Lannister brought them to Westeros during the War of the Five Kings. In this moment, when we're seeing them, they're already working for Roose Bolton out of Harrenhal. The really cool thing is that the first time we see Qyburn on screen is right after the battle where Robb Stark defeats Tywin Lannister's army. They capture Jaime Lannister. Talisa Stark finds Qyburn dying on the battlefield, rescues him, but that was the moment when the Brave Companions switched sides. So Qyburn in that battle was actually working for Tywin Lannister, technically. During that battle, the Maester at Harrenhal was killed, so whenever Roose Bolton took over, Qyburn became the new Maester. So when Locke brings Jaime and Brienne back to Harrenhal, minus the hand, Qyburn is the one that sews him up, that cleans up the wound. It's really funny because the whole reason that Locke chopped Jaime's hand off was because he wanted to drive a wedge between Roose Bolton and Tywin Lannister, because he knew that Roose was going to betray Robb Stark and switch sides. So you have like the Brave Companions switching sides, and then their new lord switching sides back to the old side. It gets really confusing, but that's one of the reasons I love Game of Thrones. It's just like, people go to work for other people that are betraying people, and then they all switch sides. So that's how Qyburn ends up in King's Landing. He goes back with Jaime. It's mostly a reward for saving his life, so that's how Qyburn ends up in the good graces of Cersei Lannister. He's one of the best healers in Westeros. Like, that's his goal, to be a good healer. That's why he studies human bodies so much. It's just that the reason he seems so shady is because he gives off that Frankenstein vibe. If you guys haven't seen it, there's this really awesome Christopher Nolan movie called The Prestige. In it, David Bowie plays Nikola Tesla, and he has this really awesome phrase.
You are familiar with the phrase, man's reach exceeds his grasp. Is a lie. Man's grasp exceeds his nerve. First time I tried to change the world, I was hailed as a visionary. Second time, I was asked politely to retire. Nothing is impossible, Mr. Angier. What you want is simply expensive.
Tesla was like a real-life genius inventor, but because Thomas Edison had some competing technologies and the intellectual community wasn't super hot on him, they pushed him into obscurity. So when you look at Qyburn here, like in this scene, think of him as like a Nikola Tesla figure. The last time we saw him was treating the mountain right after that fight with Oberyn Martell. The book makes it seem more gruesome, but the net effect is still the same. The mountain is right on the edge of death, and Qyburn intervenes, and that's the last we hear about it. Like, we're just left to wonder, like, what are all these gadgets doing to the mountain? I read the books a long time ago, so I had an idea of what was going on, but when I first saw this scene, all I could think about is what is he replacing those bodily fluids with? So the problem with the mountain is that the internal organs, his internal organs, are essentially destroyed. That's what the venom did. So Qyburn's challenge is to replace those organs. So here's where we need to get into the books and theory crafting. So I'm going to put this spoiler tag up in case you guys want to skip past it. So here we go. I feel like we're all thinking the same thing here. The mountain is Robert Strong. The question is, how did Qyburn do it? I'm inclined to think he's mostly using science. I don't think it's magic. If it were Marwyn, I would say it's the opposite, but Qyburn is all about human science. And the best theory I've seen is that he's experimenting with stem cells to regrow organs, which actually sounds fairly practical. Like, there's nothing black magic about that. So if you remember, Cersei had given him Marjorie Spy, or whoever she thought was spying for Marjorie Snell, to use in experiments. Like, he has her chained up down in the black cells. He requested more women, just saying that she was really exhausted. Doesn't really go into great detail why she's exhausted. It just sounds really sinister. Eventually, Cersei gives him more women to continue his experiments, but we really don't hear more about it. We're still left to wonder. It's possible that Qyburn's using female reproductive organs to cultivate stem cells and regrow the mountain's internal organs. Just replace the ones destroyed by poison. Okay, so spoiler part over. Now it's your turn. Let me know, what are your theories about what Qyburn is doing here? Like, what is going on in this process here? And how soon do you think they're going to pay it off? Do you think we're not going to find out till the end of season 5, or do you think we'll find out right away? The show might simplify what's going on. I don't expect the producers to completely explain everything in super detail. For my money, though, Qyburn is one of like the new most interesting people inside King's Landing. I say that in addition to the High Sparrow. Like, he and the High Sparrow, two like really awesome characters, so keep your eyeballs on them. Although, I think they're going to focus mostly on the High Sparrow, just because he's one of the main characters. Just as a reminder to everyone, I've got two hardback copies of Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons, signed by George R. Martin. Very cool, both very awesome. I'll be giving those away in my episode 1 video whenever that episode airs. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. But, between now and then, I'm still doing my regular weekly giveaway. Everybody wondering about that IMAX trailer they just announced. So they haven't said which theaters are going to be airing that stuff. Whenever they do, I'll add it in the description, so just check back on this video. Don't worry, if you can't make it to a theater, they're still totally going to post a trailer online. The screenings start on January 23rd, so I'll probably post my trailer breakdown video that day. Or at least as soon as they post something online. I don't want to post like cam footage or try to pirate it or anything like that. The official premiere is April 12th. That's episode 1. They bumped it by a week, probably because they're still working on the new streaming service. It's specifically designed for Game of Thrones. Like, they wanted you to be able to get Game of Thrones with this new streaming service. It's based on the Major League Baseball live stream app, so if you've used that, it'll feel pretty much the same. Fingers crossed, it does not crash as hard as HBO Go did last year. HBO Go failed so many times. So the really cool thing about the streaming app is that you'll be able to watch episodes the minute that they air. You don't have to wait an hour like HBO Go. So if you're like one of those people who, streams a lot of your TV, just pay the $15 to get the service. It's only $15. You get a nice HD stream, and you can watch it as soon as the East Coast feed premieres. In related news, congratulations to this week's giveaway winner, Brady Rose. You win your choice of any of George R. R. Martin's books. Just message me on my channel for details. Any paperback copy you want. My next bonus video is probably going to be for the ancient houses and kings of Westeros during Aegon's War of Conquest, like Hair in the Black. Feel free to make any requests, though. I'm going to be doing weekly bonus videos for all the episodes, just like I did last year. Those will be a little bit more relevant to like what's happening in each of those episodes, though. So while we all wait to find out which theaters we can go see the trailer at, you can click here to learn more about Aegon's War of Conquest, and you can click here to learn all about the Archmaester's Citadel. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, high five. I'll see you guys tomorrow.